Welcome back everybody. So every time a new Mac computer comes out, I see all these videos pop up with benchmarks about which processor is best for your DAW. And even though they're real fun to watch, they don't reflect a real world situation. And since I work completely in the box, I thought it would be fun to make a video to show you what really to look out for. So this video is not for hybrid users, just for people that only work completely in the box. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so we're back in Logic again, and this is a typical project of mine. In the header it's called Dead Cat, but the song is not called Dead Cat, it's called Cat Alert. Check it out and also check out my other tracks. Maybe you will like him. Okay, next. So, I have 49 tracks, I have 8 buses, I have a couple of vocal buses, I have a total vocal bus, I have 6 effect buses, I have a total drums bus and a mix bus. And as you can see, this is just an average track. I don't know how many plugins I have loaded up. 49 tracks with an average of 3 to 4 plugins for each track. It's average. Okay, so here on the top I have my performance meter, and as you can see it's almost doing nothing until I press play. Okay, so in the beginning there was a lot going on, all these cores went up, but after the song stabilized, all the cores went down to an average of, what, 10%? Except for one core that stayed a little bit higher than the rest. This is another project with 49 tracks. See what happens here.
Back when I was just a small boy, my mother used to say that when I grow up I'll be a great man and see the world one day. Well, I'm a big boy now, out of my way I'm coming through. Back when we'd go out to play.
Okay, so we have 2 projects with each 49 tracks. One is a basic dance track without vocals, the other is a dance track with vocals. And the difference you saw was that the one without vocals, that one core that spiked up was about at 50%, and the one with vocals was at 75%. And the reason for that is oversampling. If you go back to the master bus and open the limiter, you will see that oversampling is at 32x. If you turn it off, you will see that that one core, that spike, is going down. So let's play the song again and see what happens.
Back when I was just a small boy, my mother used to say that when I grow up I'll be a great man. Baby, come back home.
So what this tells me is that it doesn't really matter which Apple computer you use. They can all handle a project completely in the box. I even have a 13-inch MacBook Pro with the regular M1 processor. I think it has 4 P cores and it can handle this project as well. The problem is that one core. Because if that one core hits 100%, even though all the other cores are doing nothing, if that one core is hitting 100%, your DAW will crash. But that's not all. If you go back into the project and play the song, look at the performance meter.
Back when I was just a small boy, my mother used to say, home. Well, I'm a big boy now.
You see what happened? Each time I skip or start playing the song, the cores shoot up. And as soon as one of those cores hit 100%, sometimes not even 100%, sometimes when they hit 90%, your DAW will crash. So that's the annoying thing with working in the box. Even though you buy a computer that's way overpowered, that initial spike can cause your system to crash. So that's why I suggest you at least use an M3 processor so your cores have enough room to spike. And of course there are tricks to get around it. You can freeze a track, or you can bounce your project and then master in another project. But when you're spending this kind of money in 2024, 2025, do you really want to do that? I wouldn't expect any less performance from a modern computer. I don't want to do tricks to get around certain problems. If I spend this money on a computer, I want to be able to do everything I want. So that's it. If you're in the market for a new computer, buy the cheapest M4 and then you're done. I'm using an M3 Max, so you will have plenty of headroom for the cores. But no. We still have to talk about the RAM, so let's get back into the system. So here we are on the sequencer again, and I have my activity monitor open. And as you can see, I have 128 gigabytes of RAM, and I'm already using 42 gigabytes. The reason for the 42 gigabytes is not only because of Logic and the plugins, but also because of the other programs just like Final Cut, OSB and other programs I'm using. And here also you could say to save RAM, you could close all the other programs so you have more RAM for your Logic session. But then again, do you really want to close other applications so that you have enough RAM for your music session? Come on man, it's 2024. So I know what you're thinking. You're looking at these specs and thinking, 43 gigabytes of RAM? That's easy. I'll just buy the M4 Pro Mac Mini with 48 gigabytes of RAM and that should be enough. But no, that's not how it works. In my case, I have 128 gigabytes of RAM. The system is going to use all the RAM it needs. But if you have a 48 gigabytes of RAM, the system is not going to use 43 gigabytes of RAM for the system. It's going to use maybe 35 gigabytes. That's kind of how it works. So you always need to buy more RAM than you think you need. In my case, 128 is a bit overkill. I just bought 128 because I just wanted to be sure that I had enough. But now in hindsight, 64 would have been enough. So my recommendation for the cheapest Mac that's future-proof until 2050 without any compromise is the Mac Mini M4 Pro with 64 gigs of RAM and 2 terabytes. And it will cost you 3,049 euros. Or even better, now that the M4 is out, all the M3s are going in sale. So maybe you will get an M3 Max with 128 gigs of RAM for half of the price. So that's it. Now you know what to look out for when buying a Mac for music production without any compromise. I hope this video was useful for you and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace out.